good, y'all? It's your boy Herb.
And it's your girl Mo.
And welcome to our soon-to-be
World-renowned podcast. Young, black, and figuring it out.
What up, though?
What it do?
What up, retailer?
I say. Ooh.
Hey, what's good? Listen, we back with another episode. We glad to be back. Continuing on with season. Is this not one, not two, not three, but
Quattro.
the Duolingo been popping, y'all. She be getting that Duolingo. All the languages. I know Duolingo has math, by the way. Did y'all know
This is not a paid sponsorship.
Hey, yeah, it's actually cut that out. I ain't famous for this. But yeah, what's up?
Yo, I'm happy. The acoustics are sounding lovely.
Yeah, it sounding amazing in here, looking amazing in here. Whatever. You are beautiful people. Nah, but we good. We got another episode. Yeah, today's episode is gonna be, I think, timely. It's gonna be important. Speaking of time, we were talking about when is the right time to leave a relationship? When it's too long, when you not need to be hanging on? When is the time to leave? You feel me?
I think most people can relate to this.
Yeah, and it could be any type of relationship, right? We can talk
yes.
about romantic,
Friendship,
parental. Sometimes you got to step away.
Or familial, because not always parents.
That. Yeah, all those things. So
very true.
Yeah, before that, though, we got a question. What did we figure out this week?
What did we figure out this week?
Hey, who's going first? You want the Squid Game challenge and rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, I'll go first. Let's see.
Hey.
I feel like it's one of those lessons you relearn.
Yeah.
To do what scares you anyway. And I say that because sometimes
every now and then,
I know I am a bit of a scaredy cat, and taking those risks, especially if you're like, you're going to do something that's been done, or someone's like, relax, you got it, or someone's there with you and you are afraid anyway. It's like, just do it. And I mean, some of that has to do with like asking a question, asking for help. Like, you know, sometimes we overthink and we're like, man, they gonna say no, or it ain't gonna work out. And all that does is delay what you need to do anyway. And you have to do it anyway. So like, skip that part. And more recently, I've been trying to skip that part, not without struggle, but I've done it and it's worked out. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing this. So do it scared anyway.
Yeah, let's skip that part of self-doubt. Just get right into it. Man, that sounds like some wise choices.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I love the support. I need it.
Yeah, how's that been working out?
So far, so good. I'm not gonna lie. Like every time, because I know my usual pattern is the delay. And I'm like, it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah. And I just waste time. And I've just been skipping that delay. For sure. And just doing it. And things have been working out very nicely.
That's dope.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy.
Yeah. That's dope.
Thank you.
Glad to hear that.
Thank you. What about you now?
What did I figure out? Man, I think that, showing up as authentically you is like the best thing you can do. Not just for you, but everybody around. You know what I'm saying?
So poetic.
Yeah, nah, for real. Because it's like the whole idea of like faking it until you make it. Because like then when you make it, the only way you know how to have made it is to be fake. It's like that does not work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're not there as you. And then the other people don't get the benefit of like being exposed to like all the things that make you, whether it be your culture, whether it be like the way you act, the way you think, all that. If you conform it, it's not expanding the boundaries. So like being you as authentic as possible, man, one of the best things that you can do. And it's just easier to exist that way, you know? And so, and I feel like I do my best to do that, but it's, you know you're doing the best when you're not really trying.
Yeah.
You know? Nice. If you're trying to be authentic, then it's like you sure something in there is like rubbing up against that. There's some type of conflict. But if you can just be you, then it's not really trying, you know? So yeah, that's definitely been.
Did something like compel you to do that, or have you just now become more aware that you already do this?
Yeah, I think that was a great question.
I wonder.
That was well timed, Joe.
Thank you.
I think it's a multiple things conversion all at once at the same time everywhere. So my I got an executive coach, and so he had the fake it till you make it comment. He said that, and then not only that, he came and did some work with where I'm at now, where I work at now, and he was there, and he was authentically him. He showed up and was him, and all of his like wisdom and experience and blackness, and maleness, and like he was there, and it was fire. I'm like, oh yeah,
I love this.
You could be you and still be all the things, right? And then I got a chance to not too long ago. I went back to a little while ago. I went back home to Detroit, and like one of the things that really hit was just being around people who like were with you before you were in any different spaces, like who grew up with you and seeing you like in the origins, the inception, the conception, all that. Of this conception of who you were going to be. You feel me?
I like that you cleaned that up. I was like, what does that mean?
I mean, that's serious though. Like when you were like planning all the things that you were gonna like be, but you were still like you weren't there, but your mind was there. Like when you were conceiving that plan, like that 100% matters that the folks who were there with you during that time are there with you now, because they still treat you like that. Like you still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't nothing else to them but that. And of course they love you and cheer for you, know that. But like it's nothing about them roots that's like, oh yeah, bro, that's like. It's those are confidence and humility all at the same time.
Right.
So that definitely, you rubbing your shoulder, something on my shoulder.
Sir.
Oh, I'm like, okay, yo, I'm gonna make sure I'm good. Okay.
Always in my business.
But yeah, that those things coming together.
Yeah.
Did that for me. So, yeah, that ain't always easy.
Nah.
Especially when you're in places that got power dynamics. You know,
it's the hardest place, especially like workspaces, to show up as be your authentic self.
Man, especially when that your authentic self is not necessarily rewarded. Because people reward conformity.
Right.
You know, so
like don't you be saying no. It's like, no, if you stand on your ground. Like you said, no means no. Yeah. That's not easy.
And just being you. Like, nah, this is how I talk, this is how I move.
I respect it.
Know. So yeah, that's for sure. And then somebody else who I work with, she is like that. You know, like she just bring that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like she say like, nah, I'm a I'm saying Latina from Jersey, and she carry herself.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, she carry herself with all of that.
Yeah.
All of that passion.
Yeah.
And experience, but also like again, know her stuff. Like you cannot. But what you gonna say to her?
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, I know it's like I know my stuff. You can't even. Yeah, I'm gonna come like this, and I'm gonna be all the things that you think that somebody should be. And I'm still, and that's good because that empowers other people, inspires other people too. So, yeah, all that's coming all at once.
Beautiful.
Rock with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to lean and rock with it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Man, back. We listen to old music all week for real. But, yeah. Okay, so, fire. So, if you're leaning into this, sometimes you got to need to lean out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to do the rock away and lean back. You feel me? And those times might be when you're in a relationship a little bit too long. So today's topic, just that idea, is like,
that was good.
When is the time to walk away, right? Spend too much time in relationships. So let's talk about that. So just to give context, there are we know in the U.S. divorce rates super high, right? About 40 to 50% of marriages end in divorce. Many of those things, when you start to like look through like the cases and have to read through what's actually going on and dive into the data via whatever data stream you use, chat, that you will see.
Again, not a sponsorship.
Right. Shout out to ChatGPT, y'all. It's gonna save you a lot of time. But no, we look at the sources and whatnot. One of the things people say is like, man, they had a inkling that this was gonna happen years ago. Months ago, sometimes decades ago. Like, nah, I knew this was a wrap. And folks stay in the relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think even though times have changed, I think that as a concept has not changed. Like that happens to people. And the reasons why might change a little bit, but that definitely happens, you know? And so today we want to talk about that. Like, why does that go on? Like, is that a thing? Should people like stick it through? Right? Or do you need to find the time to walk away? Right?
Great questions.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So like when we get to the idea, because we love to define things first, like for you, what do you feel like, all right, this is like overstaying, this is run its course. Like what are the telltale signs for you that something has run its course? And when is it more like you just hitting the rough patch, you know?
Yeah, that's not an easy distinction. I think it can look very similar, but be very different. Right. In different relationships. But I've seen it where there are partners who one is incredibly dependent on the other. And when I say that, I mean emotionally.
Right.
Like they cannot function without the other's presence or the other almost like taking care of them in some way, shape, or form, but especially emotionally. when that is happening and the other person is feeling burdened, having a difficult time showing up as a partner because now they're a caretaker and a partner and like a sibling, like they're taking on multiple roles,
right?
It can't go anywhere. So when they're faced with this and one partner isn't willing to work on it or to change it or to shift it or to like work through it or process it, you're stuck. You know what I mean? Like what can change? How can that continue? And so I've worked with some couples where that was the biggest issue, and it was difficult for them to even have a conversation without that one partner like completely emotionally hijacking the conversation, breaking down, and almost in like an accusatory way, but it comes off very manipulative in a way of like, I can't do this without you. Like, you're my world, you're my life. And the person's like, can we talk about this? But it's just imbalanced in that way. So I've seen if one partner is just so deeply connected in a way that's unhealthy, it's hard for them to move on.
It sounds like that applies also to relationships that aren't like romantic too. Like that could be a similar thing with like I said, familiar, parental, whatever it might be.
Friendships,
similar thing. Yeah, where people are like codependent on like that friend to do X, Y, and Z.
Yes. Like drop everything for me because I'm having a moment, which is very hard for anyone to do if they have their own life to live, right? And it's like to be held to that expectation and then punished because you can't meet it because it's unrealistic. It's difficult. It's not okay. But sometimes you're so used to it. You're such in the spiral of it. You don't notice that's what's happening.
Yeah. Like, so again, the topic of like leaving a relationship, when is the time to walk away? What are some telltale signs for what somebody is feeling? Like if you are feeling like or experiencing, like these things, what are some telltale signs that, my bad, y'all, we got guests all up in here. What are some telltale signs that, you feeling away and it might be time for you to like check out the hotel, the love lane?
I feel like sometimes people feel uncomfortable in the presence of that person.
Yeah.
Like they can't relax. You know what I mean? Like they are so uneasy. They're tiptoeing. Yeah. They fear that maybe if they say or do something, it's going to spark or cause some kind of issue or problem.
Right.
And there are times when that's not the other person's fault. That's sometimes just our own inner work that needs to be done. But when you've gotten to that point and you can't express it, it's not safe to discuss. It's not received if you try. It's like, that is, I think, a telltale sign all by itself.
That makes sense. Yeah, and that first part you said stood out to me, like the idea of like, and I promise y'all, this is not an interview. We're gonna be talking, we're gonna be asking questions and all that too. But that first part too is like the comfortability. So I go to like a romantic relationship. I'm just going, obviously, this could be, what I'm about to say could be contributed to, I'm hitting you.
Yeah.
Could be attributed to anything.
Abuse is also a telltale sign, I must say.
When it's time to leave. That's crazy. We have to edit that out.
It is true, but it's not a laughing matter. Yes, continue.
Yeah, come on now. But when you just not at ease. Like, there's been times where I've seen like folks who like have a roommate, right? Or they have, it might be a friend, it might be a roommate, it might be a partner. And like when they're not there, you like, oh my God, thank you.
Yes.
Everybody get that a little bit. We like, I just need some peace. And when you like, dog, I'm like anticipating they're gonna come back.
Yes.
You're on like pins and needles and you nervous, like, okay, that is telling you like, something dramatic has to change. And that might be the space where it's time to start to looking like, do I need to opt out?
Right.
Because if that like tension, that unease is just like within you all the time, there's no way you could be in your best space.
Yeah.
Or really be in your best self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which is true.
Yeah.
Or do you feel like there are other things, like things I haven't mentioned yet, that you want to add?
That people.
Yeah.
It's like a telltale sign. Man, me, honestly, I'm keep it real. And my thought process around this is ever evolving. I feel like one of the main things that's like gonna like can dictate or help people